Well, hello there, you beautiful, beautiful people. It is Friday. TFI Friday. Thank flip, it's Friday. And it's 4 a.m. That's right, 4 a.m. Don't even ask. But anyway, I'm getting straight into the meat and potatoes as we have a fair bit to talk about today. And this is going to be video 1 of 2. So at the moment, I'm not even getting into that. 2 videos today. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about something that has been on my mind. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the fact that we seem to have issues with the Idaho 4 court documentations after, for some strange reason, the Idaho system went offline yesterday. So, initially it went off so you couldn't access it, but if you used a VPN you could, which for those of you who don't know, what a VPN allows you to do is if you're outside of a country, you can make it look like you're inside a country in order to obtain documents. Now the idea is that it protects you. The whole system works by protecting your VPN on your computer. But obviously by doing so, it can be used for other methods. And I could access the Idaho court docs using a VPN yesterday, but I couldn't if I just left it off. Then it went completely off, so you couldn't access it for a VPN or anything. And now today, we can access it again even without the use of a VPN. So even from the UK, I can access it without using any other means and directly access the Idaho court records profile. But there does seem to be some court documents missing. It looks light. Now I might be completely wrong. Someone with a sharper brain, I wish I'd have photographed them all. They're just, I can't work out whether there's things missing or things added. Who knows? But look, the case itself, I want to talk about the crime itself, because what has always kind of got to me, I suppose, is why Brian left people in the house at all. Why did people survive this attack? Because I look at it like this, and again, you know what I say about it, you can't have your cake and eat it. So there's some questions surrounding like doors, because we know that there's doors in that house that have locks. We know that Xana's door had a lock on it because we know that Xana's dad came in and changed the lock for her in the weeks leading up to this crime. Now, people have quite rightly said, look, in student accommodation, if you've got a boyfriend and what have you, and you don't want people going in your room, it's right to have a lock. Some people have considered other nefarious things with respect of having your locks changed. Perhaps you had something in there that you didn't want people to see. They've tried to link that with potential connections to her mum, because obviously we know that her mum has been involved in narcotics, but we're not allowed to talk about that. So look, and you have to consider, so was hers the only door with a lock on it? Did none of the other rooms have a lock on it? The others, you just walk in freely? Because what I'm trying to do is picture what happened on the actual night itself. So you imagine someone comes in, I'm not even going to say Brian, I'm just going to say someone comes in, and what we're supposed to be trying to picture is that they come in, and where do they go first? So do they go in the property and then head upstairs to Maddie and Kaylee first? So upstairs they go. We know then, because Dylan told us through her statements, that she hears noise. So she comes out multiple times, and at least one of them times she's shouting out words to the shut the fuck up, that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So that's what she's shouting out. And so I'm thinking to myself, so has this person then heard this person? They've heard someone shout out, basically, shut the fuck up. But they've done what they've done upstairs. And I'm thinking to myself, because we've got such a narrow time frame, were the 2 people upstairs asleep? Were Kaylee and Maddie asleep? And that's done. He's then heard someone shout and then come down. Then I'm thinking to myself, right, so did the shout and shut the fuck up? Because what you've got to think is, if it wasn't a party at all. We know that Xana was on her phone, because it said that someone was on her TikTok or whatever it was, or Snapchat at 12 minutes past 4. So I'm thinking, so they must have likely heard her shouting up the stairs, shut the fuck up. So I'm thinking, so then what makes sense in your mind, doesn't it? It makes you sense that, does someone come out with respect of Ethan and Xana and they meet the person who did this coming down and there's an altercation, there's a massive fight. I'm sort of paraphrasing from what Steve G said, but we're going to come back to what Steve G said also. So you've come down, you've got into an altercation, that kind of makes sense. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, hold on a second, because why would Ethan and Xana both then have been back in the bedroom? If there was an altercation, if there was noises that then roused Ethan, surely he would have come out, gone to the stairs, or headed in that direction to see what was going on. We obviously didn't get to see the crime scene, and people have questioned as if people, when they were looking through the windows, when cameras were shown through the windows, when they had the specialists and experts in there, they seemed to be stepping over stuff in what would have been the living area. And it was kind of thought, now was Ethan actually found in the living area, not in the bedroom? But then the PCA would say that he was found in the bedroom and Xana was also found in the bedroom. Which then leads you to believe, well, hold on a second then. So did this person do what he did upstairs, manage to get in the room so the door couldn't have been locked, comes down, doesn't go out, but instead proceeds to another room, ignoring Dylan's room, and goes straight to Ethan and Xana's and then attacks them in the room? Now, has he knocked on the door and they've come to the door and he's attacked them that way? That kind of makes sense. But then I'm thinking to myself, but he must have done all of this at a volume level that then didn't rouse suspicion to Dylan. Because again, you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have certain things happening and then explain how this person didn't hear anything, which then would explain why she didn't call 911 because she didn't hear anything, despite seeing someone leave, which would have meant that she heard somebody doing whatever they were doing upstairs. You could argue that she didn't know what was going on, but she shouted, "Shut the fuck up," to which someone's gone back downstairs to see who said that, knocked on a door because they don't want to leave a witness, and the rest is history. So it could be argued that did Dylan Mortensen actually get somebody killed by shouting "shut the fuck up" because he actually went looking for who said it? And again, I'm just spitballing. I'm completely spitballing because what I'm trying to do is get my head around what happened on the specific night and what order it happened in. Because you could then argue that, okay, for Xana and Ethan to have been found inside the room, then did he go there first and attack them? And then was it that Dylan or Bethany, Dylan, I just don't know. I don't know what to trust. I don't know what to trust. But Dylan Mortensen she hears a noise and shouts out, but it's actually she's hearing the noise from Xana and Ethan. But again, shouting, "shut the fuck up." He then goes, the perpetrator goes, "Oh, who's that?" Goes looking, can't see anybody, ignores the door again, but goes upstairs, gets into another room, maybe knocks on that door. Do they come to... See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to explain the time delay. I'm trying to explain in my brain, I'm trying to understand how Dylan Mortensen, who was kind of on the level where two of the murders happened, she was awake, she was compos mentis, she had shouted to people to shut the fuck up because she heard noises. I'm trying to make it make sense. And it's not even about attacking specific people. I'm just trying to make sense of it. I'm trying to have a conversation where somebody can come along, honestly, and I challenge anybody to, and actually explain it to us. You know, all of us idiots who can't seem to understand how frozen shock phase, if you want to go down that route, frozen shock phase would be caused by someone seeing something. They would see something, they would freeze, they would go into shock. So what did they see? So then, was she genuinely frozen shock phase? She saw something and it put her into a situation where she physically couldn't contact 911 and get help. But then you could turn around and say, but how then was she a credible witness? How was she able to then give a detailed and trustworthy, witness statement to say who she saw, what she heard, but then claim, do you know what I mean? So just let me know down below, what did really happen? Why was there this delay? What did Dylan Mortensen hear? Did Dylan Mortensen hear anything? And did Bethany hear anything? Could she have not heard anything? Are we going to go down the route of she fell asleep with headphones in, listening to music, and that blocked everything out? Why would you do that if there wasn't a party going on? If there wasn't a party going on and Dylan's shouting, shut the fuck up, would that have potentially roused somebody else in the house? Let me know down below. Oh, and before we go, I don't know whether you guys knew, this is a little bit of a secret because no one else seems to know, but I thought I'd better let you know. The John Bennett Ramsey case has been solved. It's been solved, and there's a video telling everyone how it's solved over on Tyler Fella's channel. I'll catch you all on the next one.